Hey everybody, this is IndieGeek and I'm back with episode 20 of Rogue Legacy. I have no idea how we ended last time, so let's go ahead and find out. Oh shit, we ended with 12,000 gold apparently. Perfect, we will get our max gold find. Let's go, wasn't even paying attention to that. What does that give me? Oh right, we got a vampirism sword. It's also got really good damage. Huh. Yeah, I don't really like any of those other swords better. Okay, so that's our new armor, which would give us more health, less mana. Maybe it's worth it. Yeah, why don't we do that actually? And then I've got another 1,000 to spend. So let's go see what our rune over here is. Oh, we got a couple. Okay, wait. What's that do? Kill enemies to regain health and mana. Okay. So if I find... Okay, so we've got vampirism there. Vampirism there. I don't know, it seems like that would be a good choice, but what am I using? Oh, increase the amount of coins you get. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that actually. I think at this point we're kind of at the point where we want to start looking at just building the best possible character and maybe focusing a little bit less on getting like max gold find. So we could be getting 16. Maybe we could be getting even more if we put max gold find on everything. But like, we're gonna have quite a bit of vampirism with every kill. We're gonna have some mana gain with every kill. Yeah, I don't know. I think we're in a good place with this for now. At this point, it's gonna be about raising levels so that I can raise my attack and my health. Just so that I can be a little bit of a more beefy character, I guess, and then just finding the right run for me to make it through Land of Darkness, and eventually the final boss as well. So I honestly don't think we've got too much longer left in the series, unless anyone has like some particular requests of things they would like to see me try and do. I won't be doing the Neo bosses because those just seem like, I mentioned this before, but they seem more of a rote memorization test, kind of, than anything else, and I'm not particularly interested in that. I can feel fine about myself without having to beat those bosses. I don't know, they seem to go against like a lot of what the rest of the game is about, because it's all about the random generation and being able to adapt to certain situations. And then those bosses aren't really about adapting at all. So, I don't know. It's kind of weird. They definitely just feel like an extra challenge that isn't necessarily in the spirit of the rest of the game. Definitely cool that it's there, but not necessarily for me. Okay, I guess I'll do that. That was really silly of me. Luckily I'm getting back 7 health with each kill, which is pretty great. Especially because I'm pretty sure the Land of Darkness boss is a big slime, which means, again, vampirism will be really useful. We gotta be just about done with these. I think there's only like 20 of them. I want to say that was like 19 maybe? Something around there. Can't remember the last one I got, and I just kind of skipped through that one really fast, so I'm not totally sure. Alright, let's go ahead and finish out this room. Yeah, I definitely like this game, but it feels like the kind of game where once I beat the final boss, I'm probably going to be done. I know there's like... Yeah. That was never gonna happen. You know, I know there's like New Game Plus, and you can keep doing New Game Plus and all that, but I've never really been into the New Game Plus thing anyways. So I don't know, it's not really for me. Definitely cool that it's there, but yeah, not totally my scene, I guess you could say. Okay, there we go. That was nice. Alright. I kind of wish, actually, and it's totally weird for me to say this, especially since I just said New Game Plus isn't really my kind of thing, but I kind of wish Isaac had like a New Game Plus thing. And I could imagine it working in two capacities, right? Either as like, you got Platinum God, so here keep all the items, and here's like a harder version of the game or something, and you start, you know, your stats start over again, and you have to beat Mom 10 times or whatever again, and then you can start fighting Mom's heart again, whatever, you know. Something along those lines I think could be really cool. Or even like giving you an option to either finish the game at the end of the first chest or restart from the beginning if you beat the chest, but with a harder layout or something, you know, just like harder levels, all champions or something, I don't know. Something that would make it like worthwhile and actually feel like a challenge. You know, because sometimes you get those runs where like you kill Blue Baby instantly, basically, and I don't know, it'd be cool to keep going and see how many times you could run through the game. There could be an achievement or something for getting through the game X amount of times and you know, like X amount of cycles through the game, I guess. I don't know. Cool idea, but I doubt it'll be added. Or at least I think it's a cool idea. Shouldn't really give myself quite so much credit. Alright, so none of these are real. Which is fine, because a lot of these mimics actually give like a decent amount of health. Or not health, gold. Okay. Yeah, at least we're at a point, like skill-wise and level-wise, where we can pretty much make our way through the Maya reliably. We weren't there even like a couple episodes ago, so it's funny, like you just keep leveling up and eventually the difference gets made somewhere. I guess you just either, you know, it's either just like lucking out and getting a good character, or it's actually, fuck, I really need to look at my map more. I was doing so good too. Alright, so we got another couple blueprints, which is not bad. Ah, oh, goodness. Okay. Oh, and I know I said before, like, I think the health, or, not health, the speed runes are kind of useless, but I was thinking about it, and I think they're probably useful for some of the fairy chests, but for me, I don't think being able to get some of those fairy chests really outweighs stuff like this, you know, just, oh, really? Okay, well, we'll get him with retaliation, I guess. There we go. Yeah, no, I just feel like it, I feel better just having a better character and having runes that help me out combat-wise, I guess. Because I'm not someone who's gonna find every piece of armor and every rune. I know there are plenty of people that have, and that's awesome, but again, not for me. Just feels like sort of an extra thing. It's like getting one of every weapon in an RPG or something. I've never been the kind of person to do that. It's just not really my scene, I guess. Again. You know, that's the thing though, I was thinking about it lately. because I've always been interested in being like the kind of person that goes for like every trophy in every game and stuff like that. And I was trying to figure out like why I don't do that. And I think I just, you know, it's just, at the end of the day, it's just not me. It's just not really who I am. I have to really, really like a game to even really consider doing that. Would you mind coming back over here, sir? No? Okay. Aw, fuck off, man. Yeah, I don't know, like, Isaac, every time I play it, every time I start a new save, I will 100% it, because I really like Isaac, and I guess that's, oh, fuck. I guess that's just what makes the difference, is how much I like the game. And I don't really have the patience, oftentimes I don't even have the patience to, like, finish a game that I don't like much. So, getting everything in it is really not for, fuck. That really sucks. Okay, yeah, let's go with Barbarian Queen. Okay, first of all, I guess let's go check out my armor and runes and stuff. What did I get? Oh, that raises my armor quite a bit, but lowers my health. So I don't know. I think I probably won't go with that. What are these? Plus magic, plus armor, but they weigh a shit ton. So yeah, I can't really do that. What do we have? Oh, again, another one of those. That'd be really nice. Do I have double jump available somewhere else? I do, and it makes sense. Let's put double jump there. Oh, this was here. And we'll do that there. I think that makes a lot of sense. And then we'll be able to put in, like, one stat, I guess. Yeah, let's go crit chance. Sure. Ooh, sorry for no color here. Not really anything I can do about that. I wish there was an option to just take out some of the more useless stuff. As far as I know, there isn't. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it. I wish I could just take out the vision effects, because none of those are, like, really change the game any. They just, for me, they just make the game a little more annoying. Okay, weird that I'm only getting 6 HP. Maybe the one that just does vampirism is a little stronger than the one that does vampirism and mana. I guess that would kind of make sense, but... ah, fuck. Alright. Yep. And back again. Oh, I really hate dealing with rooms like this. I don't know. I think part of winning is going to be toying around with our runes and maybe our armor a little bit. You know, I still haven't, like, gone and looked up recommended levels, because I'm sure there are, like, recommended levels for fighting each boss. And I'm kind of curious, like, what the recommended level for Land of Darkness is. Because I'm almost level 100. I don't know, that kind of feels like maybe I should be going to fight him. But it's hard to tell. There we go. Okay. Ooh. Oh, that was really close there. I almost got hit by the flying eyeball guy. Alright, so this run, afterwards, I think even if I've got enough, and even if there are some good ones, I probably won't be spending any money on, like, armor or runes. I think I want to focus on some stats. Specifically, like, health and attack. Because that seems like... oh my Goodness gracious. Those just seem like the most worthwhile. I cannot believe. There we go. It's not that hard, right? It's just like a timing thing. Yeah, that one I'll get hit for sure. Okay, well, made it through all that. Goodness gracious, I cannot believe that I got hit like... Was that 3 times in that room? It's too many times. Either way. Whoop. Okay. Take out Mr. Turret here. Whoop. Oh, goodness. Really? Really? That hit me, huh? Okay. You know, I guess like what surprises me is I don't really know how to necessarily word this, but I guess how short this game seems. It's a weird thing to say, right? Because the game comes down to like how good you are at it, but I don't feel like I'm necessarily good at it. But at the same time, I don't even think I've put in like 10 hours yet. And we are pretty darn close to just being done with it. So, I don't know, it seems kind of, I guess, shorter than I was expecting. Which is a little unfortunate. I don't know why I did that, by the way. Okay, and again, I guess like also part of it just comes down to like how much you personally like the game, because I'm sure you could treat this like Isaac and you could keep doing runs forever, but I think part of it is just because it doesn't feel like it's totally random, I guess, or maybe it's just not random enough. And I think a lot of it comes with the, you know, kind of like persistence of skills. I'd almost rather that like the different armors and stuff were totally randomized and you had to find good armor and good weapons and stuff throughout the game so that you could make good builds, things like that. Why is that still... How weird. But yeah, again, totally personal opinion, I guess. I guess it, you know, what it comes down to is just what you prefer from your roguelike, because I know a lot of people probably like this better than things like Isaac and Spelunky because you can lose over and over but still make some kind of progress. And I think that's definitely an interesting idea. I think it just doesn't necessarily work for me because I get to the point where I kind of feel like literally all that's left in the game for me right now is grinding and 2 bosses. So at this point it doesn't feel like a roguelike at all. It feels like an adventure game maybe, or like an RPG, you know, like I'm just stuck at a spot where I need a few more levels if I want to beat the next boss basically. And that's something that I guess can be a little off-putting for me. But I think it's a management of expectations thing, and that's certainly not the developer's fault. That's my fault for maybe not totally thinking about that going in. Where the hell? Okay. Whoop. I could not figure out how to get where I needed to be going. Here we go. You know, and that does actually happen a lot, where people will be expecting one thing going into a game and they get disappointed because it wasn't what they were expecting. And that's, you know, no one's fault but the consumer. And again, it's not that I don't like this game, it just doesn't have the, I guess, long-lasting appeal as something like Spelunky or Binding of Isaac. And I guess it's just because it's kind of a different kind of roguelike altogether. Like, it's not trying to be Binding of Isaac, it's not trying to be Spelunky. It's just Rogue Legacy. I don't know, I guess I'm a little surprised that there haven't been other games that tried to sort of like ape this idea. Because we've seen some things come out that do things similar to Spelunky. We've seen a few games now come out that do a lot of things similar to Isaac. Maybe it's just too soon, you know? Maybe there are going to be more. Or, you know, I guess a little bit. I covered a game called Ascendant. And that had a little bit of this vibe to it. Sort of. That was like a side-scrolling platformer with some roguelike elements in it. Or maybe like a side-scrolling brawler. It's probably a better description. I really liked that game, but again, something about that didn't click with me either. I find that I either play a roguelike until I've done just about everything in it, or at least beaten the goal, or I play it like once or twice. And I think it's because I know that roguelikes take a ton of time before I will get anywhere near completing them. The only one that didn't really would be Spelunky, but that's only because I, like I'd said before, I watched so much of it be played before ever doing it. Oh, number 20. See, I think that might be the last one. Yep. I'm surprised I didn't get like an achievement for that or something. Okay, yes. We want gold from both of these, ideally. And that is exactly what we got. I'm not talking to that guy, just because my luck lately has been getting the Sonic the Hedgehog thing. Okay, is there? Yeah, I guess there's not really a reason to go down there. I don't know why I keep breaking those open. Alright. Yeah, I don't know. I think I guess that's kind of the weird thing about roguelikes, right? It's really easy to convince people to buy your game, because it's really easy to show them that it'll take a lot of hours to finish it. The hard part is actually getting people to finish it, and I guess in some ways that doesn't matter to the developer much. I mean, I'm sure they want people to be finishing their games, but at the same time, like, once the sale is made, the sale is made, so I don't know. I suppose it depends on the status of the developer, like Edmund's probably in like a good enough spot off of sales of older games that he is much more concerned with like keeping people interested in playing the game, maybe? I don't know. How would someone determine that, I guess, is an interesting question. Like, does that come down to... Whoa. Oh, jeez, this one went to like a billion parts. Okay, thank you. Just wanted the fire to go away is all. And there we go. Well, that got me a fair bit of health back, so that's nice. Alright, got the gold here. Go on, take the money and run. Woo, woo, woo. It's the only Eddie Money song you ever need to listen to. That's not Eddie Money. What am I talking about? Eddie Money's got a song like that, though, doesn't he? How does... Oh, man, that's gonna bother me. How's the Eddie Money song go? Because go on, take the money and run. That's Steve Miller Band, right? Oh, gosh. Sometimes I forget these things. It's not often. Like, most of the time I've got a really good memory for like, music stuff, specifically. Yeah, how weird. That's... Oh, give me some water. That's the Eddie Money song I'm thinking of. How the hell did I get those two mixed up? Those aren't even, like, really similar at all. No, I won't take money and run. Woo, woo, woo. Okay. Whoa. Yeah, no. I think the most logical thing, and obviously, well, I guess here's the thing, right? I think the devs who probably only care about the sale are all either doing like free-to-play mobile games or working with big companies like EA, because I think I can do this. Oh. Oh no, I don't have enough. Damn it. Oh, because I missed one too many times. Nope, no good. Not cool at all. Not even good. Yeah, I don't know, because I think... I don't know. I feel like I can't even answer that question, right? Because it's such a presumptuous question. Because it's me trying to figure out why people are making art. And that it's like a very personal thing. Like, and I think the thing is, at the core of every artist, like, yeah, you want money to some extent, right? Because you need money to live. That's just the world we live in. But I guess what it comes down to is like what the driving force behind you creating something is. And I have a feeling the people making really creative games probably aren't just thinking about getting a check. Because if they were, they're not going about things in the right way, because you could make a lot more making a very uncreative, safe game that is guaranteed to sell well, as opposed to trying something new. So I'd say probably to some extent, you know, most indie devs are not really in this for the money. Obviously, it sucks when your game doesn't make any money, and we're seeing more and more of that, just because I think what it comes down to is like anyone can make a game. Like the tools are out there, and all you really need is a computer. Past that, like the beginning tools are free, and it's really just about like how much you want to put into it, and you know, just how much you're willing to learn. So, you know, I think that's part of the reason that we've got so many indie games coming out, which isn't a problem yet. I think it's becoming a problem a little bit, because we're seeing more and more indie games that maybe aren't very good. And that's such a, you know, that's such a hard thing to say, because I've played some games that are like, yeah, this is bad. And that's been my thoughts on it. Like, bad enough that I won't do a video, because I try not to do anything super negative, and I know that's, again, that's part of the reason that I don't call them reviews, because if I was doing reviews, I would have to cover the bad games just as much as I cover the good games, and I'd have to say, like, I don't like this game, it's bad. And I don't really want to do that. So I tend to just focus on games that I like to some extent, or at least like certain things about. Because I would much rather show off a game that I like as opposed to one that I don't. So I guess that's where I'm coming from that. But yeah, I mean, there are definitely, I guess the difference is, you know, a few years ago, and we're talking to the point where like Xbox Live Arcade was like the place to be for indies, because there was a while where that was your ticket to success. Because if you could convince Microsoft that your game should be part of Xbox Live Arcade, your game was most likely going to sell well. You know, you think about what's come from that. Bastion, Meat Boy, Dust and Elysian Tale did, Spelunky, the you know, the upgraded version of Spelunky. Like there's kind of a lot of, you know, I guess there's just like a history, you could say, of really quality games coming from that. Braid, I can't even believe I forgot Braid. You know, and that is a pretty big deal. And I guess what it comes down to is we're no longer at a time when a game being labeled indie means that it's good and creative, right? Just like, and I think a lot of it comes along with the same issues with Steam. We're no longer at a time where a game being on Steam means that it's got some redeeming quality to it. Because now, just about anything can get on Steam. You know, that's why we get things like Rock Simulator, Greenlit, shit like that. Just like, you know, Steam has become much less, I guess you could say, because there's so much more. And I guess you get the same thing with indie games. Like, if enough of them release, eventually there will be bad ones, and we've definitely hit that point, unfortunately so. But, you know, I guess, I don't know, like, I don't really know if there's a solution for it. Because people are going to keep making games because, for now, people are still convinced that games are like the ticket to making money, right? Because games like Minecraft have done that. And again, it's a problem of just because Game X did it doesn't mean that it'll work for your game. And not enough developers realize that. And I don't want to point out developer names, and I won't, but I promise you they're games I haven't covered. But I have gotten emails with like the first line being, check out my game, it'll be the next Minecraft. And it's like, oh my god, just no. And that'll be it. That'll be enough for me to close the email, and I won't respond to that person. Because that just means that you, first of all, have a really overinflated idea of your game. Because if your game was the next Minecraft, I would have heard about it before your email. No offense. But also, it means that you're going into this for the wrong reason. Because it's not about making the next Minecraft, because the sad reality is there won't be a next Minecraft, right? Minecraft was an anomaly, just like so many other things that get super popular at some point, you know. Typically they're kind of like a one-of-a-kind thing, and that's what Minecraft is. Like, we're not gonna see another Minecraft anytime soon. You know, and that's not a bad thing at all. You know, I feel like if every game like Minecraft came out and was super popular, it would kind of just degrade the whole thing, you know, and Minecraft wouldn't feel special anymore. But like, there's a reason that Castle Miner Z and blah blah blah, you know, whatever else Minecraft clone has come out, Block Miner, and you know, all these stupid clones of Minecraft have come out, and there's a reason that they're not popular. And that's because, as much as we can't always trust the general public's opinion, they are right a lot of the time. And, you know, the fact that Minecraft stays ridiculously popular while the clones don't is a really good sign of just the general public getting it in this case. And like I said, they don't always get it, but they definitely do there. And with a lot of, you know, a lot of times with games, they get it that, you know, there's a reason that a game is being cloned, and there's a reason that the clone doesn't match up to the original. And I guess that's not always the easiest concept to get, actually. Because a lot of times it just feels like, especially from like the developer standpoint, because the sad reality is making a clone is easier than coming up with an original idea. So if you can convince enough people to buy your game with a similar name to Minecraft that looks similar, then maybe you'll be okay. Maybe you'll have enough money to live. However, you know, making your own game, making your own original idea, that's risky, right? That takes like some guts. That takes a little bit of risking on your part, and it also takes effort. And that's, I guess, kind of, I don't know, I guess just kind of a summation of my thoughts on clones and stuff like that, but also just why the indie thing has boomed is because people think it's easy, and it's not, right? That's what it comes down to, is making, I guess what it comes down to is making an indie game is easy, making a good indie game is hard, right? Like, there is rarely a time when I've seen something made quickly that I thought was good. And I guess those times all happen to be like the Ludendare competitions, because you'll get some 48-hour games that were really, really good. But again, you know, you have to go through 2,500 of them to find a few really good ones. So I guess, again, it just comes down to, like, it's almost the opposite effect, right? Like, with enough games out there, eventually there will be a few good ones, and that's kind of the case. It's sort of the exception to the rule, I guess you could say, that with enough games made in 48 hours, some of them will be good. And the good ones often get made into games that take a lot more time, and the developers put... Why is this room so long? Okay, that's weird. Well, it's not showing any chests or anything for me, so I guess I'll just ignore that it's a thing. Whatever. Yeah, I don't know. The whole thing's kind of interesting. The whole indie... I don't know. A lot of people have been calling it the indie bubble and asking if the indie bubble is going to burst. And I don't know what that even means, really. I mean, I get it to some extent, but I don't know. I think it's not something to worry about. I think what consumers need to worry about is just that they're buying games that they want and games that they would like to see more of, supporting devs who are doing the right thing as opposed to devs who are not. And that's really what it comes down to, right? Like, I think now more than ever, it's kind of a put your money where your mouth is sort of thing. Because if you want to keep seeing games the quality of, you know, things like Binding of Isaac and Rogue Legacy and Spelunky and Braid and all that, then, you know, you gotta support these games and you gotta buy them in the first place. But I think that's already being taken care of to some extent. That's why we hear so many stories of devs running out of money. And as sad as that is, like, you know, it's such a, it really is, it's a consumer-driven market. There's no other way to put it. So, if your product is something that consumers want, and something that consumers want over other products, you're gonna do well. If it's not, then that might be it for you. And I don't want to make this sound like too grim, but, you know, that is kind of what it comes down to. Oh my god, these guys are so strong. Well, we're gonna die here, but I want to see if I can kill one of them. Ah, I couldn't. That sucks, but this is definitely where we're gonna end it. So, oh goodness. Oh, it's not even Isaac and I'm yawning. Anyways, as always, feel free to comment if there's anything you want to comment on. Subscribe to the channel to see more from me every single day. And of course, if you liked this episode, then please do consider clicking the like button, as that helps me out a lot, and I definitely thank you for that. But, as always, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.